Hey guys, I'm back with another action figure review, and this time we're going to take a look at the DC Universe animated movie Son of Batman Robin figure. And this is Damian Wayne Robin. And if you're tuning in from my previous review, welcome. If not, and you want to check it out, it was a review of the Nightwing from this line. So, I do really like this figure, despite my feelings about the artwork and movie, which I talked about in the Nightwing review. Not a huge fan of either, but I really wanted a Damian Wayne Robin, and back when I pre-ordered this, there was not really much of a sign of one to come. I'm not sure where the Mattel figure was lying at that point, but I have now pre-ordered that Mattel Robin and Damian Robin, and it'd probably be my main Robin, but in the meantime I have this guy. And I think he's really cute, and he's not, comic style per se, but he works in the meantime until that Mattel Robin comes in, or DC Collectibles gives us a proper, New 52 maybe style Robin. So I'll just get to the package really quick before jumping into the figure. Again, it's the DC Universe animated movie, Son of Batman. You got the artwork in the back. Forward a little bit. It says Robin along the side. His artwork, his box is red as opposed to Nightwing's blue. On the side you have some artwork from the film, along with the DC Universe animated movie, Son of Batman and Robin. So I'll just show him next to this for a second so you can just get a quick look before we move along here. Sorry, this isn't exactly the best shot, but pretty decent likeness. The head, something's off about the head, but otherwise I think it looks pretty darn good. On the back you have the rest of the wave: Batman, Robin, Nightwing, Deathstroke, No One Any Babies, DC Comics, and this is figure 8 from the animated movie series. Let's take a look at Damian. I'm really happy to finally have a figure of this guy. It's funny because I really don't have, and people ask me this a lot to show my collection and stuff, and I don't really have a place to display my figures at the moment, but when I finally do, it's going to be nice to have all the characters that I want to display. Of course, by then I'll have at least 2 Damian figures, but this one certainly is cute, and this one's probably going to be in better scale than the Mattel one will be. That Mattel one's probably, I'm guessing, going to be a little big, but we'll see. So let me just show you up close what he's... oh, first, he obviously has an accessory. He has this little sword. I'm not sure about the scale of the sword. I feel like maybe it should be a little bigger, but maybe I'm just... I mean, I'm not a weapons expert, but I feel like he uses a big sword, so I'm not sure how that is, but it fits in his hand nicely. It's just, plastic black with the gold hilt and silver blade. And he has only one hand that's sculpted to hold it, the other is in a closed fist. But we'll take a look at his face sculpt here. It does certainly have his, like, sneering look to his face. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the hair in the artwork is very pointy. It's got that very pointy anime style, and in this it's kind of like soft points, and maybe that's just what's throwing me off. It just looks less harsh, but it's definitely a decent sculpt, and you got the black outlines around the eyes to show that kind of anime style as well. Cape looks pretty cool. You can't really tell that this is supposed to be like a hood, it just looks kind of like a black, like ripped fabric over the yellow cape, but it's fine, and we know what it's supposed to be. It'd be cool if they could do like interchangeable hoods on these figures, just so you could have a hood up or a hood down. It looks really nice from the front, how it goes drapes, around his neck, and has the two layers of the black and the yellow. You can see that it's like resting on each other. You can see underneath his head, he's got, you can't really see it, but it does have a collar painted on over his tunic. Tunic looks pretty good. So he's got less of the panel lines than Nightwing does, so it looks a little less anime-like as a figure than it does on him. He has mostly solid color blocking like on this, and so it fits in a little better with the comic style figures. The R is just a plain R. It's not his Damian Robin R, but what's the artwork? Yeah, no, the artwork in the movie looks like he does have the correct R, so that's a shame that they couldn't give him that proper detail. Little clasps. Again, this is all painted on. unlike most DC collectibles where they probably sculpt each tunic, like, clasp and his belt buckle and everything. But these pouches are sculpted. Now, he has them all the way around, unlike Nightwing, who had them just on the sides. One thing I hate about this figure is how they completely ruin the inside of the cape by stamping all of this information on the inside at such a large scale. Like, they couldn't just make it much smaller font, because when you put him like this, you can see the stupid writing, like, on the sides of his body. It's like, it's so unnecessary. You know, whatever, I guess. Ugh, stupid. His gauntlets look really good. The spikes are actually quite spiky, so I just beware, because when I was taking him out of the package, I hurt my finger. It sounds so stupid, but it's true. I was like, oh, what is that? Oh, it's his spike on the gauntlet. Cool. They're painted green. Why is this not focusing? Come on, camera. Sheesh. The tunic is rubbery on the bottom, so you can move that there. It's got painting lines. And then he's got the boots with, like, the shin guards that are also green. That looks really cool, so you need the edging around the boots. So overall, he looks pretty good, and you know, I'm happy with this until we get a better option, really. I'll get into articulation now. To start, I want to talk about how annoyed I am with this head. Again, it's worse than Nightwing's, though. He has no hair that should prevent him from leaning his head back at all, and yet he cannot look up at all. He cannot look straight. This is as straight as his head can go. He's standing on my desk right now. He's not, like, floating, leaning in the air. He is standing on this desk, and his head is as far back as it will go. So that's really obnoxious, and again, I'm probably going to pop it off and see if I can, like, I don't know, do something to make it lean back a little bit more. Otherwise, it does turn side to side and goes down and tilts and stuff. Whatever. He's got these tiny little arms that will go up to about here. The cape lets it, you know, move. But he won't, you know, he can go up until the cape hits and back until the cape hits. Back a decent amount, actually. You can push his, like push his cape out of, like, maybe make it look like he's, like, grabbing the cape. I mean, he's got a fist, but yeah, that's kind of cool. Makes it look like he's, like, sweeping his cape away with his hand. You can do it with this hand, too. He actually has a gripping hand. But yeah, that's kind of cool, because the shoulder will push it back. So, you have that, and then you have an elbow joint that will go straight out, and then 90 degrees, with a swivel in it as well. Nothing in the wrist, like Nightwing. Nothing at the waist or abs, which is, the abs I understand, but maybe a waist swivel could have fit in here. Whatever. He's got T-jointed hips that will go out to about there. It will go forward to about there, and back about there. Single jointed knee that goes over 90 degrees, which is cool. And then nothing at the ankles. It does have 2 peg holes, though, so if you have some spare stands, you can use those. So, I do want to show some size comparisons, or since this guy, I don't know if anybody else has the plans that I do, that this is their first Damian figure. You want to see what he's like, what he looks like with some comic figures. And here we go. So first I'll just show him with the Nightwing figure. If you already watched that review, I'm sorry. I know you saw this already. If I can get him to stand. He really could use a stand. Come on, DC Collectibles, don't get cheap with us. Ugh, goodness, what happened? He was standing fine before. Okay. Don't breathe. Alright, so where's the Nightwing figure? Nightwing figure. Oop. Damian comes up to about his, like, lower chest. So, that looks pretty cool together. Damian is supposed to be a young kid. Take a look at him. We'll do 52 Nightwing. This can work as well. you know, you can, like, this is basically what I'll be doing, is kind of putting him with comic style figures from, like, New 52 and stuff. So then we'll take a look at New 52 Red Robin. Now, this Red Robin is out of scale, so, you know, it's not really Damian's fault. He should be maybe up to here on Red Robin, because Red Robin should be shorter than Nightwing, which unfortunately he's not. And take a look at Batman. Batman and Robin. This is what I'm waiting for. This Batman still has really loose angles. I never did anything to fix it, so this is what they look like together. And I think it works just fine. I mean, sure, he looks a little bit like anime-y and he's more comic style, but, you know, I don't have another option right now for Damian, so I'm happy. I think they did a pretty decent job. And the scale works, so there's that, you know. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's all I got. So, maybe I'll throw a DCUC figure in if you just want to see. DCUC figures are a little smaller. It really shouldn't be a problem because this Damian is so small. So I know I keep bringing Adam in. He's just the one sitting nearby. But yeah, you know, if Batman was this size, get Damian in with him. It should still work. Oh no, he's been possessed by demons. I just hate that his head, like, I feel like this is, like, the only pose that looks decent is, like, if you cock his head to the side and pose him sideways, because he actually kind of looks up this way. But, yeah, so overall I like him, and I'm happy with him, and I'm glad, you know, to have a Damian figure finally. And you'll see this guy again when I review the Mattel whatever, Infinite Earths thing with Damian. We'll do a comparison of the two, see who got the scale better, who, you know, got the smirk better. So we'll see how that comes along. Maybe later this month or whenever those ship out. And I think that's about it. So, yeah, guys, this has been my review of the DC Universe animated movie Son of Batman Damian Wayne Robin figure. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in future reviews. Bye, guys.